Hello, Moist Charlie Clips Army. Today I want to talk about the ongoing streaming wars. It is a brutal battle that's waging across the entire internet at the moment. What I mean by that is the current landscape of streaming is actually very competitive, and there's somewhat of a streaming war going on right now with people choosing sides and getting angry at everyone else that's not on their favorite platform or talking about their favorite platform. And I just want to go over the whole situation. So for streaming, the big players are Twitch, YouTube, Kick, and Rumble now. Facebook is still kind of there, but mainly is like a joke. It's kind of just a laughingstock of streaming. The only streamers that ever flocked to Facebook streaming were the ones that were paid to do so. Outside of that, it's just kind of treated like a quarantine zone where you go there as like, a paid vacation for a year or so till your contract runs out, then you go back to Twitch or YouTube or wherever you were streaming beforehand. It's basically just like going to jail for a little while but being paid to be there because no one's watching Facebook streams. I understand it's pretty popular internationally, but it doesn't really have an identity outside of that. Like, it doesn't have a strong gaming audience, it doesn't have a strong anything live streaming audience related at all. Again, the only people that have ever been there are the ones that were paid to do so. No one's choosing to go there on their own volition. Whereas the other four major players in the live streaming space, people are choosing to go there even when not paid in a lot of cases. And this has been leading to a lot of hubbub. For a while, Twitch was seen as the gold standard for streaming. If you wanted to dip your tootsies into the streaming pool, you'd try Twitch. That was just the go-to spot for all streaming, gaming related or otherwise, really. But over the years, they've done a number on that reputation. They've really sullied it. It has become more stained than a white t-shirt on spaghetti night. Like, it is not looked at with the same prestige that it once was. Twitch has been viewed as kind of a sinking ship, and they make it pretty clear that they're not making a lot of money, or at least not the amount of money they'd expect to, which is why they keep making all of these wild policy changes and nickel and diming and taking things away from creators and shit. So over the years, people have been kind of pushed away from Twitch, and even like some major streaming players went to other platforms, like Mixer, rest in peace Mixer. There was a time where Mixer paid talent to leave Twitch and go there, and it worked until Mixer died, and then they went back to Twitch. But the difference now, as opposed to then with Mixer, is the competition's only grown. Twitch has continued to go on a downward trajectory, whereas YouTube has gone on an upward trajectory. People are now choosing to start streaming on YouTube as opposed to Twitch because there's better sub splits, which means you can make a living easier on YouTube, so you won't need as many viewers or subscribers as you would on Twitch, and that's pretty enticing to a lot of people. And it also just has some quality of life features that Twitch doesn't have that YouTube does that make it better. The live streams are higher quality, they're easier to access, like Twitch mobile is still kind of dog shit, and on YouTube live streams, you can just rewind in the stream as far back as you want, which you can't do on Twitch. You'd have to go to the VOD to like rewatch the stuff that was happening prior to you getting there. So just a lot of convenience features, but Twitch still does have the upper hand when it comes to community building, emotes, as well as just the chat itself. Also, discoverability on YouTube's pretty dog shit. Twitch still has the upper hand there. But these are all things that YouTube could easily work towards and improve on. But now, not only is YouTube a competitor to Twitch, two other streaming platforms have started to pop off. One of them rose straight out of the fucking septic tank. It's called Rumble. Rumble was a platform that was immediately adopted by conspiracy theorists and absolute unhinged lunatics. I actually used to go on Rumble just to keep watching conspiracy videos once they were purged from YouTube. So I would go and watch like secret space program advocates as well as flat earthers, hollow earthers, all of that shit. That used to be the loony bin that I would go to just to watch the most unhinged shit and laugh at it. And now it's an actual competitor in the streaming space, mainly because a lot of people that were banned elsewhere flocked to Rumble as like the last resort. It was the only, island left where they were allowed to broadcast their content, so they settled on Rumble. And it very much still does have like those really fucking over-the-top crazy people on there and just literal racists, like real racists on there. But it now has started making signings to try and get rid of that image, so they're signing people like Kai Cenat and Speed and Gideon and Mizkif. It seems like it's trying to get away from the image that it has where it's just viewed as a platform of nothing but racists and hatred. And I don't know if the rebranding's working or not in the public eye, but it's only growing in terms of how many users are signing up on Rumble, at least according to all of the data available. But Right now, if you go to any category on Rumble that's not politically motivated or just like actual hate spewing garbage, there's no viewers. It's a barren wasteland. If you try and watch like Valorant or some shit on Rumble, you won't find anything or anyone there. It's just completely empty. But it is growing pretty fast according to all of the metrics. And Rumble's not the only new player in the streaming space that's making Twitch sweat. Kick would also have to be in that conversation to some degree. It's only been around for a handful of months. It's been less than a year, and it's already pretty popular. Most people have heard of the site by now. Like, their biggest streamers are getting like 50, 60K average viewers, but then after they go offline, that drops off substantially. And there also is huge accusations of botting, which I think haven't been confirmed to some degree, though I'm not sure the full impact on the botting situation on Kick. But regardless, a lot of people are choosing to go to Kick, like actually making the choice as their first main platform to go to, because it offers a 95-5 split on sub revenue, which blows every other platform out of the water, meaning you can make a living on Kick much faster than every other platform available, and that alone is appealing enough to get people to sign up. But now it's very important to note that a lot of the streamers that are switching to platforms like Kick or Rumble are being paid to do so, and it's not even exclusive on those platforms, meaning they can have their cake and eat it too. If they're a Twitch streamer and they get a contract from Rumble, they can stream on Rumble part-time while still streaming on Twitch, and they're making a fucking bag off that Rumble contract while still having the Twitch audience. And of course, this is growing those platforms like Rumble and Kick. It's working very well for them. Their numbers are going nowhere but up. They're fucking popping off. Now, for the streamers that do make these contract decisions and do like the part-time streaming elsewhere, this does come with very real backlash for obvious reason, right? So, like, we'll use Rumble for an example. If you're switching from Twitch to part-time on Rumble, that maybe makes your audience feel a bit betrayed and that you're greedy, because no one's switching from Twitch to Rumble because they think Rumble is a better platform. It's a place filled with nothing but negativity and a horrible reputation, so clearly the motivation to do part-time there is because they were offered a lot of money to do so, which to a lot of audiences isn't a very good look. Now, this was me laying the landscape of everything that's going on in the streaming space right now. This is no different than what Mixer tried. It's just a different time period for streaming. So while Mixer offered a lot of money to 3 big Twitch streamers to switch, it wasn't enough to grow their platform, because once they went offline, nobody stayed and they went back to Twitch. Well, now that's a little different. They're getting a lot more streamers that are just naturally going to these platforms, like Kick, for example. So even when they do make a signing for a big streamer to go to Kick, that audience might stay and watch some of the other streamers that have naturally chosen to go there. And I think that is happening to a certain extent, still not in a huge way, but just the fact that, unlike Mixer, people are choosing to go to these platforms without a contract is already a step in a different direction than how that played out for Mixer. And where do I stand on all this? I think competition is great. Competition is always the best thing for consumers. If Twitch was still like a monopoly on streaming, it would have no motivation to get better. It would stay stagnant and keep making horrible fucking decisions. But now that there's pressure from all the other players like YouTube, Kick, Rumble, whatever, it is going to force Twitch to be better. So that's a win-win for everyone. Competition is always a good thing. It doesn't matter what platform you're most loyal to as a viewer or a streamer, you should be celebrating the fact that competition is blooming here. Now, I'm not super thrilled about the fact that 2 of the big competitors have so much horrible shit going on their platforms, like Kick and Rumble. There is so much degeneracy and hatred that comes from those places that it really fucking sucks. Not everyone who uses those services are pieces of shit or racist or anything like that, but the platforms are time and time again becoming more and more known for the worst possible shit to come from them. So I would hope that as these platforms keep growing and keep making Twitch sweat and just like competing in this landscape, I would hope that they start to crack down or put the kibosh on all of like this actual hatred that gets spewed from them. Because I mean, that's just awful. I worry that they probably won't, though, because for a lot of people, that ability to just be racist is appealing to them. So maybe they won't. I don't really know. But I don't think that's good. But I do think competition itself is good. I would just like to see in the future the other competitors not be known for like horrible degenerate garbage. Like I'd prefer that if they were competitive because they were offering a better service. Like Kick is offering a better subsplit, right? And YouTube is offering better streaming quality and other better quality of life features. So to be competitive in a good way, as opposed to just being like an alternative to Twitch because now you can be racist over there. That's just trash. But yeah, overall, I just wanted to talk about this whole streaming wars thing because I think people should be celebrating competition more as opposed to shitting on it. People should be happy that not everyone's just immediately going to Twitch now. It's better that people are now choosing things like YouTube. That I think that's good. Makes everything better. Always need to put a smile on your face when competition emerges in the space. So yeah, I just want to talk about it a little bit. That's it. See ya.